What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we have an in-depth comparison between the all-new Roto Grip Optimum Idle and arguably one of the best storm balls that Storm has ever made, the IQ Tour Solid. So guys, make sure to hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. Something like 60% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed. I would really appreciate it if you just take a second and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the algorithm. That's all they care about. And if you subscribe, then I can stop asking in every single video. If you like the jersey I'm wearing in this video or in any of my videos, coolwick.com, promo code Napoles10. That'll get you 10% off your entire order. Down below in the description, there's gonna be two links, two important links. One of them is where you can order either an IQ Tour Solid or an Optimum Idle. The other one is for these ball spinners. They're by a company called DH Lab. You guys know I've partnered with them. They let the ball spin kind of freely over here. It's a great way to help clean, help sand your bowling balls, all that jazz. All right, so we are not bowling on a typical house shot today. We're bowling on the 39-foot PBA Viper oil pattern that is a little bit transitioned. I just, hopefully you guys saw the video a couple days ago where I compared the Idle to the Phase 2. This is the same day of filming. We're gonna go right back on that lane where the pattern is a little bit transitioned. This is kind of sort of the situation when I would start to consider getting out of the benchmark type ball like the Idle and consider getting into something a little bit cleaner like this IQ Tour Solid. So the cores are not gonna be similar at all. The RGs are similar. This one's 2.49, this one's 2.47. So pretty similar RGs. The differentials are gonna be not even close. Almost a 0.30 difference between the two. This one is 0.56, this one is 0.29. So almost a 30-point difference, which is huge. But this is kind of like the situation, like I said, am I gonna start to get out of something like this Optimum Idle and start getting into something like this IQ Tour Solid? This is one of my favorite storm balls. This is the ball that I've drilled the most of. I think I'm on like number 10 or 11 with IQ Tour. So we're gonna be here on lane one, moderately transition shot. I expect that they're not gonna be similar at all, but when I initially reviewed the Optimum Idle, a lot of the comments said they wanna see a comparison to an IQ Tour, a comparison to IQ Tour, so that's what we're gonna do. The layout also is the same, which in the VLS is 4.5 by 3 by 2. Now I intentionally left the surfaces, I didn't redo the surface on the Idle. So this was 2,000, and then I threw a game and a half, 2 games with it. So it is a little bit lane shined, and then the IQ Tour has a fresh 4,000 over the top. So, you know, like when I made this comparison, I didn't want them both to be at box, just because obviously this one's gonna be significantly earlier, significantly hook more. I kind of wanted to compare them in a transitional state, like when I would actually go from one to the other. So we'll see you here on lane one. All right, so we're gonna start this video off in the Idle, kind of like where I left off in the last video. And then we'll transition our way into the IQ Tour. Yeah, that's right where I left off. I think if I was bowling for score, I would not ball change, but we will throw another shot from there, compare, then we will throw the IQ Tour Solid. All right, same spot. See if we can execute another high quality shot, and then we'll get into the IQ Tour Solid. Oh, I got that right. And that's to prove to you guys that we are bowling on a sports shot and not on a house shot. All right, I didn't want to go to the IQ right off a wash shot, so let's throw another good shot here with the Idle. Then we'll get into the IQ Tour. There we go. All right, good shot. Now we're gonna get into the IQ Tour. I expect that it's gonna be way cleaner through the fronts, way more pop down lane. That differential is much lower and the cover is much, much weaker than the Optimum Idle. All right, same spot to start. I can't imagine this is gonna look great from here. We'll make an adjustment right after this shot. Yeah, way, way, way light, and I actually missed in. And if you watched the last video, every time I missed in with either of those balls, it hooked a ton. So I'm gonna move right off that shot. I knew that it wasn't gonna strike. And play a little bit more shallower angles and see how it looks. I'm gonna move like 5 right off that last shot and play much closer to the friction. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, okay, so completely different bowling balls. You guys wanted to see what it looks like when you compare two balls that probably shouldn't be compared? It's gonna be these two. The IQ Tour is just gonna be a ball that I'm gonna be right on top of the friction with, or when the lanes like completely blow up, like kind of like what Kyle Troop did on the show the other day in the finals, where he was kind of slow hooking that IQ Tour. Whereas the Optimum Idol is gonna be a ball that I'm gonna start on the fresh and really into this first kind of transition I'm gonna stay in. Throw another shot here with the IQ Tour and then start moving left with the Optimum Idol. This is just such a tough comparison because these balls are gonna be used at completely different times. We'll talk about it after this shot here. All right, so as far as use cases, I mean, this video could be over already. You can more than warrant having both of these in the ball at the same time, even if you only bring 3 balls plus a spare ball to a tournament. They are that different. If you're experiencing early hook or you want to play straighter, IQ Tour. If you're experiencing lots of volume and you want to shape it a little bit, Optimum Idol. It's really as simple as that. All right, back left here with the Optimum Idol. It's laughable how different these two bowling balls are. And they're supposed to be different. Like, these balls are not going to be in the same slot in the bag, no matter who you are. If you're speed dominant, rev dominant, Kyle Troop, or the worst league average bowler in the country, it really doesn't matter. These two bowling balls are going to be used at 2 different spots on the lane, as proof by the last couple shots there. All right, I want to go over one important thing, but before that, let's throw a good shot. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. So, if you're someone like me and you have an IQ Tour and an Optimum Idol and you can strike with both of them from 2 different spots on the lane, it's really going to be just kind of like pick your poison. I typically like the straighter look, but with these two specifically, I think I prefer the Optimum Idol. But if you're someone who likes to curve the lane on a pattern that's like this, 39 feet, really get that Idol. And if you're someone who has maybe a higher rev rate who likes to play straighter, take a look at that IQ Tour, maybe add a little bit of surface on the fresh. They're not clapping at me, they're clapping at themselves. I mean, look, I like playing straighter, but the look of this Idol on this pattern, it is A1 steak sauce. Yeah, I mean, that kind of look, I'm gonna throw that ball if I have it. The issue with me in the IQ Tour right now, not in general, is that it's forcing me a little bit too close to the friction. And I am really close to that out of bounds. So if I leak it right a little bit, it's gonna be out of bounds really fast. Versus the Idol, if I leak it right a little bit, because typically I am a little bit slower speed when I shape it, it has time to recover. That's just how my brain operates. I don't know if that's how you guys think, but let's throw a few more shots with the IQ. All right, back in the IQ Tour. Going back and forth between these two is throwing off my angles a little bit. Let's make a good shot here from straighter. That should be good. Ooh, I mean, maybe the IQ Tour is the better look. I don't know, you guys tell me, what do you think looks better? That straighter angle or that big curve? I am gonna move left now with the IQ to where I was with the Idol and kind of slow hook it and see how that looks. All right, same spot as the Idol, but with the IQ Tour, really gonna bring the tempo down here and see if I can get it to strike. Yeah, I mean, completely wasted of time, waste of film on this shot. You have to play straighter with the IQ Tour when compared to the Idol, period. All right, back right now with the IQ Tour to where we know that we can get to the pocket from. Yeah, I mean, guys, seriously, if you don't comment about anything else on this video, comment which ball you think I have the better look with, IQ Tour or Optimum Idol. I like comparing these two balls that really shouldn't be compared against each other, but both of them are giving me a really good look on the lanes, just to kind of show to myself that I'm not pigeonholed into one or the other. I have options. Oh, okay. Freaking Samstown 7. Let's move one left off that 7 pin and go 10 back. All right, this is one left off that 7 pin. That's gonna be it. Yeah, and with that one, guys, we're gonna wrap up this video comparing the Optimum Idol to the IQ Tour Solid. I really appreciated this video to show that even though we are on a tough 39-foot Viper, PBA Viper oil pattern, I have options. I can play straighter with an IQ Tour with like 3,000 or 4,000 surface, or I can start to migrate in with the Optimum Idol with a little bit of surface. Big learning curve, and it won't be in the title, so if you guys are still watching, hopefully you appreciate this little tidbit of knowledge. That just because you're on a pattern and you think you know what you need, sometimes there's options, like we proved today. We'll see you guys on the next one.